When I take a food break, I break with Goya Foods. I don't always eat beans, but when I do, I have to sleep on the couch.
Let's take a test right now.
Okay, where are we?
I think, to the best of my knowledge, we're sitting at the White House.
Ooh, very good, sir. Now, can you point out the lion? The president's executive order is set to ban TikTok in 45 days, using the justification that the app is spreading disinformation about the coronavirus. Coincidentally, the American people are set to ban Trump in 85 days for the exact same reason. $1,200, that's all we get? I mean, Stormy Daniels got $130,000 after Trump screwed her. So the whole Goya thing got me thinking about what Trump would be like as a corporate pitchman.
Hey there, I'm Donald Trump. You ready to get down? Get down with Magnum condoms. Melania tells me Trudeau uses them.
That story was confirmed by the Washington Post, the Wall Street Journal, NBC News, the Associated Press, the disassociated press, the press that's still not sure if it wants to be associated with anyone, Wayne Gretzky, and both members of Fire Saga.
The most incredible job anybody's done is our job on testing, because we're going to very shortly be up to 50 million tests. You heard me yesterday. We're signing a healthcare plan within 2 weeks.
Donald Trump says she's weak on facts. That's like Milli Vanilli saying another band was weak on vocals.
She's weak on facts. She didn't even know there were airports in 1776. Probably never heard of nuking a hurricane or windmill cancer either.
The presidential election is just 2 months away, which means we're only 11 months away from actually finding out who won.
I will eat your ass. That's why I want the globalists to know. I will eat your ass first.
Dude really likes eating ass. And why eat my ass first? That seems like a dessert kind of thing, no?
Trying to scan police communications during the protest.
That reporter, who sounds like the love child of Yakov Smirnov and the Whopper computer from War Games, is Siberian native Christian Rose. You know what? I don't even care about this anymore. What if Donald Trump had starred in War Games?
Shall we play a game?
Love to. Let's play global thermonuclear war.
Wouldn't you prefer a good game of chess?
Whoa, 4D chess? Nah, F that noise, Joshua. Let's play global thermonuclear war.
Fine.
Oh, this is gonna be so freaking sweet. First thing I'm doing is nuking China, then Hurricane Katrina, then Shifty Schiff's house.
Trump has long touted hydroxy as a potential COVID game changer, even though studies show it doesn't work and it might kill you. Which is interesting because studies also show the president doesn't work and might kill you. Do you take any responsibility for this?
I take responsibility always for everything because it's ultimately my job too. I have to get everybody in line.
That's a switch. Just a few months ago you said you didn't take any responsibility at all.
Excuse me.
Hey, you said it. We can play the tape if you want.
Don't do it because
it'll prove you said it. Roll the tape, Jimmy.
I don't take responsibility at all. It is what it is.
Okay. By the way, are John Bolton's fingers surgically attached to his glasses? I don't think I've ever seen a photo of him that didn't look like this one. Want proof?
Diamonds, daisies, snowflakes, that girl.
The Dixie Chicks are dropping Dixie from their name and will now be known simply as the Chicks. In related news, another legendary country group, Alabama, says they'll re-record their classic song Christmas in Dixie, which will now be called Winter Holiday in unspecified part of the country. Also, the group has officially changed its name from Alabama to Connecticut. We should really call this week's segment The Tweet That Was. Friday morning, the president tweeted,
China!
That was it. No explanation, no context, no nothing. Minutes later, he followed up with,
Liechtenstein! Eric Estrada!
And finally, look, the guy's 74 years old. Nobody expects him to be in the prime of health, but we should expect our president to be honest about it, especially in an election year. Remember the last time a U.S. president lied about his health? It dominated an entire season and nearly cost Jed Bartlett re-election. Thailand? I can't tell if he was thinking about KFC or a whorehouse. We should count our blessings. It could have been much worse. Remember, Thailand has a province named Phuket.
If they ever make Sleazeball the movie, Michael Cohen will play the lead, and he'll be in every sequel, too.
More on the Michael Cohen thing in a moment, but first, Variety is reporting Sleazeball the movie will be part of a double feature that includes the thriller Pretentious Douchebag.
And they used to say the heat was good for it, and it really knocks it out, remember?
Yeah, I do. You said that.
You're right, but we're going to have tremendous growth.
Tremendous growth will fix it.
Coincidentally, that's exactly the same thing Trump says to all the disappointed women who have seen him naked. This face is what most of us have been thinking for the past 4 years. This should just be Trump's campaign logo. The slogan could be Trump 2020, even what the f***er than 2016. A study by a Canadian university shows cannabis could be effective in preventing the coronavirus. In related news, Willie Nelson says his life insurance company has reduced his premium to 35 cents a month. First the coronavirus, then this guy, now murder hornets. It's like we're living in biblical times. We even have our own Cain and Unable. The president had his first phone meeting with a new task force that will advise him on when to open the economy back up. The group includes Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones and New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft. Trump and Kraft were hoping to get Tom Brady too, but Brady decided to sign with another task force. He thinks he's done more for the black community than any president but Abraham Lincoln, who did good, although the end result is always questionable. I'm serious, that's what he actually said. When asked to name 3 other things whose end results were questionable, Trump listed the Beatles, the 1972 Miami Dolphins, and a young Sean Connery in a singles bar. Hey baby, what's your sign? The President of the United States threatens to ban a foreign company from operating here, then tries to force an American company to cut the U.S. government in on a deal to buy that foreign company. I'm no expert, but doesn't that seem just a little bit mobby?
Just make the check out to Donald J. Trump. Since I'm the president, the money will go straight into the U.S. Treasury. Believe me.
Netflix has announced comedian and author Sarah Cooper is getting her own comedy special, which will air later this year. Cooper has blown up with her viral Trump lip syncs on TikTok. In other news, the president has declared Netflix a terrorist organization and awarded Hulu the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Huh? Huh? Couple real chips off the old block, eh? Hit me, I'm open. This is a tactic we've seen from Trump before, the old something must be a hoax if it has a lot of nicknames gambit, which is interesting because Trump himself has dozens of nicknames. For example, knuckle, licker, flicking banger, lick lip, sucking toast, and fisting splattered off.
We're doing a phenomenal job. You know this. After we get down to 0 cases, I think we actually could go into negative numbers. People who died from the coronavirus will just start coming back to life.
I did more for the military than any president.
With the exception of doing anything about Russian bounties paid to Taliban members to kill our soldiers.
There's a whole thing here. We won 2 world wars. 2 world wars, beautiful world wars that were vicious.
For the first time since the 19th century, a U.S. president used social media to absurdly accuse a private citizen of murder this week. In 1851, President Zachary Taylor Snapchatted, "Don't sell me a dog. This Charles Darwin fellow is nothing but a murderous scalawag. The Skillimalink alibi coming out of his saucebox should leave him feeling poked up. Why, honestly, it would make a stuffed bird laugh." The president appeared to be a little distracted during his coronavirus press briefing in the White House Rose Garden. At one point, he just started listing his favorite things to eat.
McDonald's, Darden restaurants, Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, Chick-fil-A, Subway.
Fortunately, Vice President Mike Pence was able to find him a Snickers bar. After that, the president got back to the matter at hand. He was asked when he thinks Americans will be able to stop quarantining.
Papa John's, Wendy's, Waffle House, Starbucks, Wolfgang Pup.
Presumptive Democratic nominee Joe Biden got a big endorsement this week from Senator Bernie Sanders, who said any supporter of his who doesn't vote for Biden is irresponsible. In related news, the Social Security Administration announced that Bernie Sanders and his Saturday Night Live doppelganger, Larry David, look so much alike, they've officially merged the 2 men's identities to create a single new man named Larry Sanders. Honestly, is there any difference between the Corleone family and the Trumps? They're both from New York, they both have interest in casinos, they're both led by older men with lots of impulsive children who want to run the family business, some of whom are just too stupid. They're riding from Texas to Washington in this custom-wrapped pardon bus. Before D.C., they're stopping in Florida to visit an animal rescue to, as one of the lawyers put it, quote, "take care of that thing we talked about. You know what I mean, forget about it." J.K. Rowling turned some heads this week when she tweeted this coffee shop in Edinburgh, Scotland was, contrary to popular belief, not the place where she started writing the first Harry Potter book. Rowling said this flat in London is where she first put pen to paper. At the time, it was above a sporting goods shop, a shop she described as a bit cocked up. Blimey, they didn't sell bloody Quidditch broomsticks at all. And good luck finding a proper golden snitch. No wonder this guy doesn't read his daily intelligence briefings or pretty much anything at all. He looks at a Q-tip and acts like we figured out cold fusion. It's a freaking stick with some cotton on the end of it. President Trump said he and Joe Biden should take drug tests before their debates because the only way to explain Biden's good performance in his one-on-one March debate with Bernie Sanders is that Biden was on something. When Biden heard this, he said, stuff that malarkey in your bonnet, you lily-livered knee-knobbler. Sure, I was on something. I was on a roll with apple honey jam and a side of butter beans with bacon. To which Trump replied,
Malarkey, bonnet, knobbler, apple, bacon. Do I win?
You know what else has a 91% approval rating? Pulp Fiction on Rotten Tomatoes. The United States Postal Service is as good as Pulp Fiction.
That's a bold statement.